Hey, yo, what's good? It's the voice of the people. Hey, listen. So, per the Wall Street Journal, um, New York is set to raise their rents once again. So, New York is set to raise their rents once again, and this is going to more than likely be a countrywide situation. Now, why is New York raising their rents again? So, go ahead and stay with me real quick. They are raising their rents because broker fees have been cut out of most of the deals, right? So they are going to raise the rents in order to accommodate for broker fees. And when you think about that, like I said in my previous videos, when our market is doing something or our government is doing something in a situation to fix one problem, it always tends to backlash and smack us in the face as US citizens. So when you think about it, it's like they're always trying to put band-aids over massive wounds, right? To try to be more to break it down in layman's terms. It's like, why don't you guys just fix the worldwide issue so that way we can stop putting these small patches on big situations? Because as I repeated in my other videos, rent is already out of control. And I made another video prior to that saying how tough it is for Gen Z's generation to be able to go out and do some of the things that us millennials have done, in the prior years, and Gen X and so on. It's going to be hard for that age bracket to go out, get their own place, get their own car, and practically do their own thing. And I'm telling you this because it's backfiring on all of us. And as millennials, it's getting to the point where you're going to have to start emptying out your savings accounts. You're going to have to start refinancing your homes. You're going to have to start pulling from that good old 401k in order to keep up with the terrible way that our government is running our country. So if they're going to continue to raise the rent, in which the previous videos I said that this is not going to get better, it's going to get worse. And most of you are probably like, what do you mean it's going to get worse? Look at the situation, guys. Everything is on the decline when it comes to inflation. When it comes to jobs is on the decline. Inflation is on the rise. Hyperinflation, funflation, shrinkflation, stagflation, and then, like I said, the lost in jobs. The other report was that jobless claims has continued to stay in the upward high section of 8-month period. So what that means is that people aren't getting jobs at the rate in which our economy expects. That's what the jobless claims are. And I'm saying, guys, you're going to have to prepare for what's occurring already, but hasn't really set in yet. All right. So me understanding that, like, New York is raising their rents and they have one of the highest rents in the country. I just did a video where it was, I seen a video where a guy, he was touring an apartment, and the apartment was $7,500, and it was like a 1-bedroom, and the 1-bedroom was tight though. It was like a studio, goddamn near, and he was just laughing because he was like, you guys want me to pay $7,500 for this right here? Like And you see the kitchen is all like tight, super small, like a, you know, like one of those tiny home kitchens or a motor home. Yeah, you guys ever been in an RV before? It was like that. Like the kitchen is tight. You gotta kind of like wiggle back and forth in order to, you know, get through. That's what the kitchen was like in a New York apartment. And the guy was like, $7,500 a month is ill. Like, it's crazy, man. And it's just going to show you guys, like, you know, our country is really falling, man. You know, you guys try to be positive about it. You know, you want to be patriotic. You know, you want to, you know, wave the flag and shit, you know, back and forth. You want to put it out on your house. You know, you need to start standing up for yourself, because they don't care about what we're going through in our situation. You know, when you talk about how quickly they could look over at another country and take care of them in such a rapid fashion, and we've seen that, you know, time after time. And just look at us now, you know. And, you know, so with that, and then they're, you know, also cutting, you know, healthcare, you know, for people that can truly, you know, use healthcare, cutting it. So things are, I'm telling you, man, continue following my videos, because I know what I'm talking about. And when you put 2 and 2 together, you know, it's gonna come out the, you know, the exact way that you believe. And I'm telling you guys, be prepared. Start you know, putting as much bread aside that you can. Put, you know, bread aside for, and this is not financial information, but put, you know, bread aside to income producing assets. You know, you could be, you know, starting a YouTube channel to, you know, to help supplement your income. You know, things like that. You know, obviously you see people doing, you know, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and all that stuff. Anything right now, because I'm telling you guys, it's going to get worse from here. If New York is raising their rents, then it's going to be California, then it's going to be Texas, then it's going to be all the other, you know, smaller economic states. And it's just going to keep trickling down, man. And then at some point, I'm calling it 2035, 2035. I'm calling a civil revolt against our government, because I just don't think that the people are going to stand for it, man, because they're not going to have any choice. It's going to come down to the point where people are going to start stealing food out of these stores. You can only push so much, because they're pushing and we're pulling. They're pushing and we're pulling. And you know what happens after that. So at some point, it could be 2035, there's going to be a revolt, man. We're not going to stand for that. You see all these like protests right now about what's going on. And that's just the Mexican community. Can you imagine if all of us collectively had that same type of protest going throughout the entire country? You're not going to work anymore. You're not paying that bill anymore. You're not paying your taxes anymore. Yeah, they would definitely get it. They would really get it. But you guys have to understand what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say. But that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this opened up some more you know, information into your brain, so that way you guys could be more acclimated to what's going on in our economic system. Like, subscribe if my thoughts resonated with your thoughts. This is the voice of the people. Peace.